Going too fast, she tells me.
Yes, that's what I was saying. It's weird.
All right, today we are over at TTC, headed over towards the Magic Kingdom. Usually this is where you go to catch the monorail or the ferry boat, but we're not doing either one of those today. We're actually going to try something different, and we're going to take a walk over to the Magic Kingdom. We're going to show you how that can be done. Whether you're on a scooter or walking, it's pretty easy to do. It's a little bit of a trip, but you'll get some steps in, and if you're on a scooter, we'll give your batteries a workout. So come along, we'll show you how it's done. All right, so right here by the security checkpoints as you come into TTC, you're going to keep going. Instead of going to the checkpoint right there, you're going to go straight ahead that way, over towards the Polynesian. You'll see there's a little walkway off to the side right next to the security checkpoint. And you just take that little walkway, brings you over into the Polynesian property right there. And that's where your journey begins. And then you'll see right here, there is a walkway right next to the sign. And right beyond that is going to be the Polynesian. A little vibe back in here. At night they have little tiki torches burning, so it's a nice little walk. It's well lit. You see some lights right there, this little pathway. Alright, so we're going to go to the left. We're going to try that out. There's a couple different ways. There's many walkways back in here. So we're going to go to the left, which is actually going to bring us towards the front underneath the monorail. This is the Polynesian parking lot. A lot of well-lit, smooth, well-paved walkways. They're not hilly, very smooth, unlike in some of the parks. So it's an easy trip on the scooter. We're going along the front of Pago Pago, back into the hotel property here. Now that's one of the few ways, if you're not staying here at the hotel, you have to, if you wanted to explore the Polynesian, you would park at TTC and take a walk over here that way. Because unless you have a restaurant reservation, you're not going to be allowed to park in the parking lot for Polynesian. Very peaceful and very quiet. Middle of the day, or middle of the morning, I should say. And I guess a lot of people are either at the parks already or on their way to whatever park they're going to. And then you can see up top there where those boards cross over, that's the Great Ceremonial House. That is the main lobby. So that's kind of where you're going to be aiming for. If you want to cut through the lobby and check that out, just kind of get a visual of that building and aim for it. That's one of the pools. That's not the main pool. There's the main pool back here. The pool that they have here is really pretty cool.
Okay.
Yep. Say that. What is that?
New.
Yeah, look at that. And then this is the main pool right back here. You can kind of go around. And there's some eating right back out here behind the hotel lobby. And there is some shops in here, as well as the famous Trader Sam's and Ohana restaurant. So those are two of the places. And this is a little pineapple lanai. And here is the lobby. Might not be the ideal way to do this. Oh.
Why is this not in front of me?
Did you hear that clunk? That was. Just go between all the carts and luggage and all that. Just keep following this walkway. And right now you're underneath the monorail track. It is all ramps, so you will make it on your scooter. That will not be an issue. And always be aware of golf carts flying around to the back here. And there's a little bit of a hill, pretty steep hill at that. So just kind of watch your battery gauge. Might lose a bar right there briefly, but it will come back. It's a pretty steep climb. And now you're back cutting through the property. And you're going to keep going towards the left. There's a little marina back here behind Polynesian that years ago, back when I used to come here as a kid, you used to be able to actually rent watercraft. And they had these things called bob-arounds. I'm sure if you look it up online, you probably see them. They were called bob-arounds, and they were just a round little boat with a tiny motor. And they used to rent those over there. When we went on it years ago, we have home movie of that, home video, back in the day with no sound. And when we pulled into port, my brother, younger brother Frankie, basically climbed over everybody to get off the thing. He could not take 1 second more of that. And it was kind of hysterical. If I ever find that footage, I'll try to put it on and post it. And there, way back in the distance, you'll see the Contemporary. And look what we found here. Hey, what do you think of the vibe over here at the Polynesian?
Good vibes.
Pretty good little vibe.
Yeah, I like it. Feels like you're in another place.
Yep. You feel like you're in Polynesia. Or feel like you're in Hawaii. There you go. Look at the big giant chess set back there. Now at night, this is all lit up with little torches. It really does look, it's an amazing little vibe back in here. And this is the third pool, called the Cove Pool. And now this is over towards that new tower that just opened up. And you're getting closer and closer to the Grand Floridian, and then closer to the Magic Kingdom. There's your first glimpse of the castle across the way. You see it?
That's cool.
What's that?
That's cool.
It is. It is?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get a drink at the bar.
The
That's how.
Wailalau bar? You want something? That's where we're heading. If you look across, that is the final destination right there, where you see the monorail pulling in. That is where we're eventually going to be. So we're just probably about halfway on the journey. There's the Grand Floridian. So we are leaving the Polynesian area and entering the Grand Floridian hotel property. And of course there's no railings here, so if you're on the scooter or wheelchair or anything like that, any kind of mobility device, or you're pushing the stroller, just kind of, there's like a little bit of a drop from this curb transitioning down to the sand. Probably have some areas of 2 to 3 inches, some areas like this is a pretty big drop right here. So you definitely don't want to go over that cliff if you're on a scooter. And there's the front entrance to the Grand Floridian right there. And the monorail stop for the Grand Floridian. And you see this is a tight little sidewalk right here. Pretty much enough room for one scooter or one stroller to get by. Took a little break and we're still on our trip. We came from the Polynesian back there, and here's a little break. Now she just checked her watch. How many steps so far? This is a little more than halfway probably.
I got a notice that I met my 5,000 steps already. before we even get into the park.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she is at 5,000 steps, and I basically go by what the battery meter says. We haven't lost anything yet, so we're good there. But she did 5,000 steps. So you'll get your steps in if you go that route right there. It's not...
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. And the way that route would be beneficial is on a holiday night, or even a regular night for that matter, if you've ever been here to the Magic Kingdom, after the fireworks, it's kind of a mad dash to get on basically the monorail or the boats. And if it's a holiday, like a 4th of July or something like that, when it's even worse, this might be an option for you if you're on a scooter, you know. But at the end of the night, after walking around the park all day, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to do that walk. Not gonna lie. But if you're on the scooter and you wanted to do that, that would be an option to avoid the crowds. And it's just kind of like a maze of following all these walkways. There's no straight route, so you just kind of have to piece it together and find the route that works. There are probably, you know, the way we're going is taking us there, but there's also probably a few other variations of this, so you're just gonna have to just follow it. What's that, babe?
That might be quicker.
Yeah, that actually might be quicker. But and there you see the Contemporary. We're gonna keep following us around. There's the drop off of the boat from the Magic Kingdom right there. That's one of the resort launches. All right, so right there we found our first dead end. This takes you down to the boat. So it looks like she's gonna get another 1,000 steps in right there. All right, so we're back on track. Just continue following the walkway around. And here's a little marina right there. How much fun does that look? Rent a boat, go out in the lake. And this is the final leg of this trip. How many steps did you say?
6,000.
6,000. So we did 1,000 since our last check-in. And then this is the final walkway that takes us the rest of the way. No more cutting through hotels. This is just a straight run all the way over to the Magic Kingdom. So it can be done. A little bit of a journey if you're up for it. But, well, yeah, why not try it? You can see the castle right there. And the monorail. Imagine. So you even have to put that on the sign. No swimming, it says. They definitely give you some options, some choices to get around, and that is one of them. So if you're gonna rent a scooter, plan on using your scooter or walking even, and want to get some steps in, good way to get some exercise and work your way back over to your cart to take it to the transportation center. It does all connect. There was a time when it didn't all connect, but it does all connect now. So you might as well take advantage of that and see some scenery, get some peace and quiet. If you have some kind of sensory issues where you don't want to be around, or if you've been around people all day in the park and you just want to chill and have a relaxing trip back, this is a fairly good option for you. And every once in a while you may catch a monorail. Shady little trip all the way back through here, so I would definitely, before you would ever think about doing this walk on a summer day, if it looks like there's storms coming, probably wouldn't be the smartest thing to take the chance, but because you are pretty wide open, if there is lightning and weather in the area, that's probably not the best idea. Even if you have an umbrella or something like that, I would kind of avoid this. But on a nice day like today or a cloudy day like today, take the walk. And as you see on both sides, there are light posts, so it's very well lit at night, of course, like everything else around here at Disney. They're not going to have any dark walkways for you, except for inside the park. Some of the parks do get pretty dark. Try going through Epcot on a Saturday night. Yeah, it's pretty dark in there, but they got this. This seems like it's pretty well lit at night. Light posts every 10-15 feet. And again, it's still very smooth terrain. Aside from that little bridge we just went on, that was an incline right there. There's only been probably 2 or 3 inclines the whole trip. So very scooter friendly or stroller friendly or wheelchair friendly. Monorail Peach pulling into the station. That's the resort monorail coming from that way. The TTC monorail comes from the other direction. We have gone 2 miles. 2.13 miles around. But we saw some different things, some new sights. So it's definitely worth a try. And here's a little seating area. security checkpoint. And the monorail. So we have made it. We'll wrap it up right here. What does your step say?
7,000 something?
So 7,000 steps later, and
Almost 3 miles.
according to this, you're looking at 2.23 miles. We did do some zigging and some zagging, so it'll probably be a little slightly less than that, but hour and 20 minutes duration. Our maximum speed was 4 miles an hour, but looks like 2.25 miles. And we are at the main entrance. So we'll wrap it up here, and you really should think about trying that trip. It's peaceful, relaxing, scenic, and everything else. And you'll see some of the resorts you don't usually get to see. So we're going to head in. Thanks.